So apparently the signing of Jeremy Grant for $160 million over 5 years was not enough to sway Damian Lillard in believing that the Portland Trailblazers were actually trying to make their team significantly better. Late last night, Damian Lillard decided that it was time for him to separate and part ways from the Portland Trailblazers. He has officially, finally, after years of speculation, asked to be traded from the Portland Trailblazers. Now, on today's show, we've got 6 potential landing spots for Damian Lillard. That's right, 6. We could have had 10. But here are the top 6 spots for Damian Lillard to actually readjust his zip code. Let's start with the Miami Heat. Now, the Miami Heat are clearly the front runners in landing Damian Lillard. They have Tyler Hero to offer. They have several other pieces, as well as a number 1 draft pick that they could certainly move to the Portland Trailblazers. For the Portland Trailblazers, I think they could get a lot more from deals with other teams, but as far as the Miami Heat go, if you were to actually sit Damian Lillard down in a room, my guess is that Damian would tell you that he prefers to go to the Miami Heat. The second team that Damian Lillard most likely really wants to go to, if it's not the Miami Heat, is the Brooklyn Nets. Now, the Brooklyn Nets would like nothing more than to get rid of that Ben Simmons contract. I'm not sure whether or not the Portland Trailblazers would be willing to take that off their hand, but the Brooklyn Nets also have a ton of number 1 draft picks that they could turn around and trade. Sort of a Rudy Gobert style trade the Brooklyn Nets could pull off in a Damian Lillard trade. If you're the Portland Trailblazers, that is probably the deal that probably makes the most sense if you're looking to really rebuild your team with youth over the coming years. The third team would be the Philadelphia 76ers. The 76ers, who decided to not give Maxey an extension for some strange, bizarre reason. Well, maybe this is the reason that they did that. Maybe the Philadelphia 76ers are trying to figure out how to combine a James Harden trade with a Damian Lillard trade that sends Tyrese Maxey to Portland. Who knows where James Harden ends up. And eventually, through the trade wire, Damian Lillard ends up with the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers would most likely have to move Tobias Harris if they were actually going to make that deal happen. Fourth on the list is the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers certainly have a couple options with sign and trade deals. One would be involving D'Angelo Russell, who seems to get traded every 6 months now. The Lakers would absolutely love to bring in Damian Lillard. I'm not really sure it's exactly in their plans, but it would be a certain crowd favorite if it were to happen in Los Angeles. The Lakers are a long shot at this point to actually make this happen. Still, it would be interesting to see what happens there. In at number 5, and this might surprise a lot of you out there, the San Antonio Spurs. We know that Damian Lillard has a lot of respect for one Greg Popovich. The Spurs certainly have a lot of young talent that they certainly could use in a trade, as well as a bunch of number 1 draft picks if it was just a straight up 2-team trade. I could see Vasil being traded and a bunch of number 1 draft picks to the San Antonio Spurs. I think the real question here is, would you want to see Dame Lillard sort of take a step back and go to another team that is in a rebuild mode? Look, I know they just got Wemby, but are we all sure that Wemby is going to be the next big thing. I'm just saying there has to be some doubt. I seriously sort of doubt that this is ultimately where Dame Lillard wants to go. I suspect that Lillard actually wants a shot at a ring to some extent, hence the Miami Heat trade. But, you know, it is Miami, and who wouldn't want to live in Miami? And finally, in at number 6, I have the New York Knicks. That's right, the New York Knicks. Now, there's always the question of whether or not a superstar really wants to play for Tom Thibodeau in New York. But still, putting Damian Lillard in Dame time in Madison Square Garden, you know, 40-plus games a year in the regular season would be absolutely box office. Look, if he doesn't go to Miami, I would love to see Damian Lillard end up with the New York Knicks. Now, the Knicks would most likely have to trade Julius Randle and several other players and draft picks to make that happen. I hate to see the Knicks actually trade Julius Randle. If they could somehow hold on to Julius Randle and get Dame Lillard in a trade, that would be the ultimate for the New York Knicks. Personally, I think Julius Randle is undervalued. Just look at what he did during the regular season. All right, there you go. You've got the Knicks, Spurs, Lakers, 76ers, Nets, and of course, the Miami Heat. Hey, North America, tell me where you think Damian Lillard is going to end up. Drop your comments in. This is a new channel called House of Takes. I'm Dave DeBaugh, wishing you all a tremendous rest of your sports viewing day.